Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Studio Series 86. This is of course the Transformers the movie toy line. This is their new leader class Snarl figure. So with this video we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We are of course going to display him with the rest of the Dinobots from the same toy line. We're going to get some of the original Snarl figures to do some comparisons, and indeed loads of other display ideas and things like that. Right, so before we open this up, let's have a look at the beautiful artwork on the front. It is of course a closed box. It is a leader class figure, and this feels quite weighty in all honesty. There of course is the front of him in his Dino mode, and there of course is exactly the same. Funnily enough, we can see on the back he's going to take 31 steps, and he actually looks like he's coming with a sword, unlike the others. Now as I start to open this up, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And the other is to thank Robot Recruits, the online retail store in the UK, which is where I purchased this from. And as you can see, they got him out to me quickly, safely, and indeed all intact. Look at this, very nice. I had no idea he was going to be in robot mode. I don't know why. I presumed I've just not seen anything on this, and again you just get the instant feel with these guys that, you know, real good, chunky, just a huge figure. To be honest, it really surprises me still when you take them out the box of just how big these figures are. All right, what I need to do is set him free from the packaging and come right back to you. Okay, so I've set him free from the packaging, and I'm struggling trying to fit him in this little review station that I've got. And yeah, I was surprised that he was in robot mode. I think it's because obviously like Dreadwind and Skyquake have been in their alternates, but it's nice and refreshing again to have a giant robot. Now you'll probably notice or remember that in the packaging this was on the side. This is of course the back of him. This is going to, I would imagine by the looks of this, cover up that pretty big gap on the back of him. So it looks like that's the way that's going to fit. So let's make sure we put this on the right way around. So that's going to fit into these two slots here, and let's make sure, as I say, it fits so that it will move. And again, it's refreshing to get this. I love these giant Dinobots. They just really work, and this guy looks, to be honest, to be one of the best, I suppose, from first impressions. It just looks spectacular. Right, that's gone in there, so I think if I do this right, that should fold down there. Yeah, that's going to tab in on the bottom, that's going to tab in there, and that covers up that gap. And you know what, let's be honest, that looks brilliant. So we're going to do some first impressions now, then we'll do the alternate mode, then we'll come back and do a load of the comparisons. First I want to show you the sword, because this is of course the first sword that they've ever made with their Dinobots. Normally they get blasters, and the detail on that is beautiful. It's not super sharp, it's a little bendy, it's not too bad, but it looks great. This can also be fit, or I suppose secured on the back there as well. I mean, look at the detail on that. That's just on the back, and as far as I'm aware, that's just going to be closed up as the tail, so you're not even going to see that. The head itself is amazing. It is huge. It does look all the way around. It'll look up and down as well. That looks like that moves for the transformation purpose, but yeah, it is there. These will come right out to the sides. They will go, oh, they're on ratchets, that's lovely. They'll go around and until they get stuck with the restriction. But if you move, I suppose you'd have to, could you do it? You'd have to lift this up. Not that you'd want to really, but you'd have to bring that out if you wanted to. So you can go all the way around, but let's be honest, I don't really think you're going to want to. So there's loads of articulation there anyway. There's a swivel at the bicep. There is of course the flexion, and there also looks like there's a double. I know that's for some transformation. I've had a quick look in the instructions, so there's loads of articulation there. Of course the fists will spin as well. There is also a huge waist swivel that is completely unhindered all the way around. The hips are going to kick all the way out. That's probably the only negative thing about here, but I mean, again, not many people I would imagine are going to be posing with the outside of the leg right out, but I'm pretty sure DNA or one of the other companies will have a gap filling kit if that's what you want. Anyway, this is going to continue to, yes, it's going to come all the way back I'm just a little bit wary with these because they do make some clunking, clicking sounds, which is good because we know we've got ratchets, but on the other hand, it can be also quite nerving. So we've got a knee bend, we've got toe bend, and we've also got a huge ankle tilt and rock. Now, there's one thing I just want to quickly point out with this, as I say, with regards to first impressions, the detail on this is beautiful. The only thing I think that's sticking out at the moment is it's a shame that that wasn't gold like these, and it looks like that as well. But overall, look at it, it's beautiful, it's huge. I'll do one very quick comparison to give you an idea of how big he is. There he is compared to the original one. Right, what we're going to do now then, we're going to have a quick look at him in his alternate mode, and we'll see how big he is there as well. Okay guys, we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. That is to keep the main length of the video down, and because I've also uploaded a tutorial, because to be honest, this guy is really big and really intricate with some very clever features. And what I mean by that is, if you remember how tall the robot was, I mean, there's loads of shape shifting going on. It's not small obviously by his normal scale, but small compared to, what I mean by normal scale is with regards to the other figures. But what I mean is how big he was when he was a robot. But the alternate mode is beautiful. I mean, again, the only little bugbearer is the fact that this isn't gold, it is yellow. It does sort of stand out. It's not too bad, but I've got to be honest, and I'm sure you can see it straight away as soon as you look at him, even though he's on film, and you know, sometimes you can't make out the exact colors. You can definitely see there's a difference between the gold that's reflective and I suppose just the standard gold there. However, look, it is beautiful. Mine seems to be okay, to be fair. I seem to be quite lucky that it all holds together. I mean, there's articulation in the jaw, there's even detail on the inside of his jaw there. The legs will move, I suppose, at the top of what would be a knee joint and a shoulder joint, and with the hind legs, of course, they were the upper arms. So there's still loads again of points of articulation on this. I suppose it's up to yourself how you want to have the legs. I think it tends to work slightly better if you have it just at about a 45-degree angle. The spikes on the back, they're completely fixed. They don't, as I say, move around. It's sometimes a little difficult to get that to hold together. These are a little bit flexible, which is good because obviously you don't want them to be too hard. I think he actually was in alternate mode on that scene coming across there, but as you can see, this is my issue with these. You know, you can't even fit him on. I mean, when I'm standing up a robot, he probably won't fit either. This is a really big figure, and again, it's quite tidy underneath. That's just popped apart. It could just be that it's a brand new figure, but it is quite tidy, you know. Obviously no huge gaps like we had with Sludge's feet, etc. They're his feet, and they've tucked under quite neatly. We've got these two tabs here as well, so if you wanted to, you could store the sword. He says, I'm not had to go with this yet, but I've seen you can in the instructions. Is that going to fit? Yeah, there you go. So if you wanted to, you got a bit of weapon storage there, which to be honest isn't even that noticeable. That's really good. Right, I've just got one ready in Dinobot mode. I've got the others in their normal robot modes, I suppose, to give you an idea, because I just can't fit them, guys. I'm so sorry. Maybe if I do it in a separate video, get them all into their alternate modes. But to give you an idea, I suppose, of how big he is, I've got them in their robot mode. You can see what I mean about how tall the Dinobots are and how small and compact this guy is. So let's bring the last one up to there. There we go. So we've got a bit of a mishmash, and of course the good thing is now that, since obviously this is one of the last figures that I've got in this toy line, I'm lucky enough to have got these, so I can bring these up and put them with him as well. So there is your Commander class Magnus that of course he scales with really well. Ratchet, of course, from the movie as well, and I've got a few more here. I'll do some more Studio Series 86 figures, to be honest, and then I'll bring in some of the newer figures just from Legacy for people who've got them. Here he is with Rumble on his back. There we go. You can see, I need to bring the camera down just to show you, I suppose, how small he looks compared to that. Yeah, I need to adjust the camera between the modes, to be honest. I suppose for people who collect normal, as I say, normal everyday figures, there is the normal core class Optimus Prime. And let's bring in his G1 original self. So let's move these out of the way. This is going to be amazing, to be honest. By the time they finish this toy line, to me already, it really is the definitive And I know you don't use that word lightly, but this is the definitive version of him for me. I mean, granted, I don't have any of the other third-party masterpiece versions, but it's going to have to take something really special to top these. They are huge as well. There's Generation 1 figures as well for people who collect them, to give you an idea of just how big this guy is. But one very quick last comparison for this particular mode. I'm not going to bring out the Power of the Primes one purely because it's just awful compared to this. I could do that in another video when I do my evolution videos, but there you go. That is all I think I have to say, to be honest, about his alternate mode. Let's just pick him up very quickly, have one last quick look. Again, he doesn't fit on the stand, but I suppose just to show you all this extra detail that they've put on here, that, to be honest, they didn't really need to, but they have, and it looks really good. Right, we're going to come back for the final time in the robot mode for some more comparisons and display ideas. Okay then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and I'm going to bring in all of the rest of the Dinobots and a few other comparisons. So just very quickly, I am going to put him on that stand, and you can't even really see anything in the background. So I always say this, I don't want to be too negative on it, because obviously they are chucking it in, but I would much rather them save the money and maybe give him a blaster rather than a sword, or have something like what they did with the Netflix, where you can piece them all together and make a big, I suppose, diorama, rather than just a single one that I can't ever see anybody ever actually using, in all honesty. Right, let's move all of these out of the way then, because this is going to be a struggle to get them all on. So first and foremost, let's just pop, in fact I can show you obviously, as I say, that he can store that there. He does obviously, as you can see, have loads of blast ports, sorry, 5mm ports on the shoulders. Can you put things there? I think you can by the looks of it, and indeed at the back. Let me just see if what I'm saying is true. I'm just thinking if you want to power him up, yeah, or weaponize him, etc., with a junkie and a fossilizer or whatever else you wanted to, if you wanted to just have a bit of fun. Oh, I just need to correct that. That is again one of the shifting things. This has got so many shifting features. Look, the chest lifts up. I'll just let you into a little bit of a secret. There you go. You need to check out the transformation process video though. It's really clever, nice and intricate. Right, let's pop the sword in his hands and stand him right there. So first and foremost, as I said, I'm going to do the Power of the Primes comparison when I do an evolution video. So for what that means for people who are new to this channel, I'm going to get all of the copies of Sludge that I've got, and I'm going to do exactly, I suppose, this, show the improvements or how they've changed him throughout the years. So this is, I suppose, the two most recent and his original there. So again, you can see the concept from the original. It's brilliant. It's so good. So let me move these out of the way. This is going to be quite difficult, but here we go. So there's your Triceratops one, or Slug as he's now known, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get loads of hate for calling him that. I suppose because in the movie he wasn't referred to as that, was he? Right, there is Sludge, and in fact, yeah, let's move these over. I'm just about going to get these on. It's going to be really difficult trying to do swoop at the same time, or if I do that, can we just about make out? I mean, these guys are huge, honestly. Let's bring in, as I say, some official core class figures. In fact, funnily enough, there's a little core class Grimlock and core class Prime. Where's he just gone? I'll find him in his, oh, here he is. He's fell down. Or I suppose, again, let's bring in little core class Rumble, just to give you an idea of the sheer size of these monsters in every way. Obviously, they're fantastic. I'm hoping that you can get the impression that I really do like this particular figure. I can lower this just a little bit now as well. Now I've got the box out of the way. Let's move them out of the way. And again, I'll bring in a couple of the other figures that I just had to hand. So these are Voyager class figures, but that is due to their articulation and the detail in the transformation. So your standard, I suppose, sort of deluxe figures like Strong Arm there, which are pretty much about the same size, and I suppose your normal sort of Voyager class figures without all the extra tooling into the transformation, you can see is quite a bit bigger. And funnily enough, because he's there, and the reason why I was confused to find him in the robot mode, because of course he was packaged in his alternate, that's another leader class figure, and he is head and shoulders above that figure. Absolutely huge compared to him. Right, let's bring in a few other figures. just because I've got them lying around just to see. So we've got to bring in Commander Magnus, which I'm sure, there you go, that gives you an idea of how big this particular Dinobot is. And I know this is classed as a commander class, again, due to how detailed he is and intricate, but he's huge, isn't he? Right, what else can I bring in very quickly to show you? So standard G1 Optimus Prime, there you go, that's how big that is. I'll bring in a couple of legend scale figures for people who do collect the legend scale figures. So we've got a New Age, we've got a Magic Square, and we've got an Iron Factory. So these look completely giant compared to all of these. This is just a great toy line. As I said, I'd probably going out on a limb saying the definitive version, maybe if they just polish up there, so you know, give it the gold colors or whatever. But I think with regards to stature, to how they look, how they compose, and everything that you can do with them, and just the leaps and bounds that they've gone from the Power of the Primes version to give us this, is just simply second to none. So it's probably the best yet, to be honest. Really impressed with it. I'm saying hopefully we can see ourselves getting maybe an upgrade pack, not maybe an upgrade, an official Hasbro weapons pack, shall we say, because Dreadwing is there just at the side again. Oh no, I just did want to show you, I suppose, the size difference between the two leader class figures. It really is crazy, the difference in size, but there's not much more I've got to say about this guy. He is spectacular. I'm so pleased that he's available for, I suppose, everywhere now, so you've got a chance of getting hold of him. And again, that's the only negative bit there, but that's only if you turn the leg outside. In the meantime, guys, let me know what you think of him. Have you already got him? Do you like him as well, or do you think you'll get him? Anyway, there he is. This is Leader Class Studio Series 86 Snarl. Thanks for watching. Take care.